This morning on Chris 6 Sunrise, a decision that could impact your daily routine. City Council could vote today on a level 1 water emergency restrictions, and what you'll be asked to cut is coming up.
Plus, are companies watching you shop online and using your personal data to fine-tune prices? The concerns following a now deleted social media post from JetBlue.
And big honors for some neighbors in the Coastal Bend, why registered organ donors are being recognized.
Hey, good Tuesday morning, folks. If you're just joining us, you're watching Chris 6 Sunrise once again, waking up with the Hoffmans. I'm Brian Hoffman.
And I'm Michelle Hoffman. Folks, we got to keep the positive vibes going, manifest a great week. So let's check in with meteorologist Stephen Jones to see how our forecast is shaping up. I feel like it's going to be a pretty bright day, right?
Well, absolutely. We're starting off pretty cloudy out there. We've got a lot of moisture in the atmosphere. Luckily not seeing too much of that fog, but going into the afternoon, I'm expecting even more sunshine than what we had out there yesterday. You can see there on our live studio sky cam, the lights out there getting very fuzzy and hazing out there on SPID. That's with all of the moisture we're seeing. Luckily with winds about 10 to 15 miles an hour out of the southeast, not seeing too much of that fog develop right now. Temperature-wise, waking up to the upper 70s, 78 here in Corpus Christi and across the board for almost all of the numbers. Hebronville coming in just 1 degree cooler at 77 so far. All of us with that wind out of the southeast and still going to be feeling the humidity pretty much all day as we're going through it. We'll see those winds pick up though as we're heading into the afternoon, close to that 20-mile-an-hour mark, gusts upwards of 25 to 30 miles an hour. And as we get more sunshine, we're also on the warm up. I'm forecasting about 90 degrees here in Corpus Christi. I think we just touch up to it, but areas inland towards Jim Wells and Duval County likely to see those mid-90s for your daytime highs. As we go through the next few days, heat and humidity is going to be the main point of the forecast that we noticed, but that luckily as we're heading into Friday night, that's where we see our next cold front working, gonna bring those cool temperatures and also some better rain chances back to the coastal bend. But either way, I want to get you ready for your Tuesday morning, so let's go ahead and take a look at that current traffic flow map as we're heading out there. So far, not tracking any of those major slowdowns for us here across the coastal bend here on the traffic flow map. If you're hitting the Harbor Bridge to and from Portland, no issues there right now. So let's check in on the Robstown and Cal Allen commuters. 37 and 44 both coming in the clear so far this morning. As we work over to our major roadways here in Corpus Christi, they're coming in mostly for the clear. Ocean Drive and SPID so far so good. Most of Saratoga looking good and green, but as you work over closer to Airline Road and Rodfield Road, just a little bit of those yellow slowdowns on the road, so maybe just a couple extra minutes there, but other than that, shaping up for a good and green Tuesday morning. Of course, we've got more weather on the way, that big cool down as we head in towards Friday. I'll have more details about your weekend forecast coming up in our 7-day forecast in a few more minutes.
Stephen, thank you so much. This morning, Corpus Christi leaders are looking to establish a 25% curtailment ordinance.
That's right. So this is for a level 1 water emergency, which we could be in by September. It looks at households using more than 7,000 gallons a month. Those homes are needing to cut back to around 5,000 gallons. You can see how much water you actually use at your home and your utility bill. It can be located on the second page or just log on to your online account.
Tomorrow morning, Nueces County Commissioners will hold a special meeting to declare a water emergency. It takes place at 9 in room 303 at the Nueces County Courthouse.
So national media outlets have pointed out the water crisis that we're seeing here in the coastal bend. Residents on the city's south side tell our neighbor news reporter Drew Bishop that they are frustrated with city leaders and large volume users for not finding a solution. And this includes Tom Rogers, who lived in the Fremont area for the last 50 years.
Time is not up. I mean, how much worse does it have to get before time is up? Like, we literally have to be out of water. Their cooling towers can't run. I mean, we are out of time.
So Rogers says that he has 2 rain barrels to water his foundation, his lawn, and his plants.
Many people question if their phones can hear their conversations because many ads feel targeted. In a now deleted post on X, formerly known as Twitter, JetBlue replied to a customer saying clearing your browser history could affect airfares. The company later posted saying that post was a mistake, adding the airline does not use personal data or surveillance pricing.
The airlines are getting much better at dynamic pricing. They're looking at trends, at pricing trends overall. So if there's a lot of people across a lot of geographies who are looking for the same flight you're looking for, then the price may go up.
Well, the airline also says it, quote, does not use personal information or web browsing history to set individual pricing. Opening statements are set for this morning for the future of AI. Elon Musk is suing OpenAI CEO Sam Altman, claiming he's owed $134 billion. Musk and Altman started OpenAI together before Musk left on his own accord. The two sides have been battling out on social media ever since.
So there are more than 10,000 Texans waiting for a life-saving organ transplant. The Corpus Christi Medical Center Doctors Regional hosted an event honoring organ donors. It was part of their National Donate Life Month. Experts say that one person can save up to 8 lives. Chris Hick spoke with a mother whose son opted for the gift of life.
Organ donation was very new to us. It's something we had heard about, but it's not anything that we really had a lot of information on.
The Southwest Transplant Alliance hopes that more people register as donors. So it is a 6:06 on your Tuesday morning. Thanks for joining us.
And still ahead on Chris 6 News, the recent shooting at the White House Correspondents' Dinner causing a push for remodeling in the White House. How senators are reacting. Welcome back, folks. 6:09 your Tuesday morning. It's time to take a look at the forecast.
Because it is already heating up. Mr. Stephen Jones, how hard are we going to get today, bud?
Ooh, too warm if you ask me. Definitely above average, and I'm already forecasting about 90 degrees for our daytime high right here in Corpus Christi, and getting even warmer as you work your way inland. Jim Wells, Duval County, they're chasing about 95 degrees, if not 97 degrees for areas as you work your way further to the southwest. On our Sunset Island cam right now, thanks to Matthews CCAC, closer to those upper 70s here around Corpus Christi right now as we're still kicking off our Tuesday morning, but a thick layer of cloud cover overhead. Luckily, it's going to clear up as we're heading into the afternoon. We'll see more of that sunshine, even more than what we saw yesterday for our Monday across the area. But still, temperatures in those upper 70s with that blanket of cloud cover overhead. Freer, the cool spot on the board right now, coming in about 75 degrees. Mathis waking up to 79, and Kingsville coming in at that 78-degree mark. As we roll through the next few hours, let's take a check of our dog walking forecast. Today, we've got Theodore Collins on the board right here from Nueces County. Says his favorite place to take a walk just along the beach or maybe the bayfront. Either one is good, so liking some of the water, and that's going to be one of the better spots to be today. Either way, as we roll through the next few hours for Theodore's walk on the rise, 85 degrees by 11 a.m. Winds also slightly picking up from about 10 to 15 miles an hour this morning, closer to that 20-mile-an-hour mark as we're heading in towards 1 p.m. this afternoon. For our wind gusts, they're going to push a little bit higher than that. I'm thinking about 25 to 30 miles an hour for our peak gusts. That's going to be closer to 3 to 4 p.m. and heading in towards dinner time for us. Going to be around the area, so a pretty breezy afternoon, but not overly windy for what we're used to here in Corpus Christi. Playing it out on the future tracker, what we're expecting today, like I talked about, that thick layer of cloud cover right now starts to clear up closer to 10 and 11 a.m. and then we're off to the races in terms of our temperatures. Back to those mid-90s for areas towards Duval County. Falfurria is already up to 96 degrees, chasing about 90 here in Corpus Christi for that daytime high. And as we go into tomorrow for our Wednesday morning, once again, more of that cloud cover as we're kicking off the day, but we'll see more of that sunshine once again tomorrow afternoon. Tomorrow is also the day we could see some changes, though. The National Weather Service Severe Prediction Center has put us in a level 1 out of 5 risk for northern portions of the coastal bend, mainly Live Oak and B County included in that risk, because we have a stalled frontal boundary that's working in towards central Texas. Where exactly that boundary sets up is going to be where we see the storms set up. Also, here's the future tracker going into tomorrow, not necessarily focusing on the exact location of those storms, but focusing on where they are kind of with that front. Mainly, most model guidance keeps it closer to the I-10 corridor with some of those storms developing. If it develops and pushes just a little bit further south, that's when we could see it infect areas towards Live Oak and B County. So we have that risk on there and just want to make you mindful of it. But our better rain chance for the entire area is going to work in as we're heading into Friday. That's where we see the next cold front work in by Friday night. And if you're making those weekend plans, looking prime for it in the wake of that cold front, 75 degrees by Saturday, only up to about 79 degrees as we're heading into our Sunday afternoon.
Stephen, thank you. A man charged with the attempted assassination of President Trump has led to controversial plans for the White House ballroom.
Yeah, that's right. Scripps News Group Chief Washington correspondent Joe St. George joins us live now. Good morning, Joe. So I think a lot of us want to know, could taxpayers, us, be responsible for paying for this controversial ballroom?
Well, some lawmakers think it's appropriate now for taxpayer dollars to be spent to construct the White House ballroom. That doesn't mean it's going to happen, but late yesterday we saw Republican senators, led in part by Senator Lindsey Graham and others, introduce legislation for $400 million in taxpayer funds to potentially be used to fund what President Trump wants on the grounds of the White House, this White House ballroom. There is a legal process playing out in that, right? Even though the East Wing of the White House has essentially been demolished, it looks nothing like what it looked like when the president moved back into the White House in January 2025. There have been legal fights, preservation groups fighting over the construction of this really grand building on White House grounds. Now, this morning, just a few minutes ago, actually, President Trump took to Truth Social outlining the legal case for those lawsuits to be dropped, that this is a national security purpose at this point. But it's important context here that when this ballroom, and we'll call it ballroom controversy, began, President Trump said that it would be privately fundraised, private dollars would be used to construct it. But now we have this legislation being introduced by Republicans in Congress for taxpayer dollars to be used. All of this gets back to the heart of the question, is that can in 2026 you have the president, the vice president, the speaker of the House, so many members of the cabinet, can they gather off-site at a private location like a Hilton ballroom for an event like the White House Correspondents' Center? Does that political environment exist? Or do events like that need to happen on grounds like the White House? There is a debate on all sides regarding this. Democrats say, well, maybe some members of the presidential line of succession should stay home. Maybe the vice president shouldn't have gone to the dinner Saturday night. Others are saying this is the world we live in, just given what 2026 and previous years have brought forth. I think the context here, and we try to bring you the context as much as we can here, we're still a ways away from any type of taxpayer funds being used to construct the ballroom. We're just in its infant steps. I think that more Democrats are going to be needed to sign on board with this in order for $400 million to be authorized. But clearly, that's what's changed from a political perspective following Saturday night's shooting, which we've been pointing out could have been a lot worse.
Well, Joe, thank you so much for the information.
Appreciate it, sir. Looking forward to talking again very soon. And folks, your time is 6:15 on this Tuesday. Tensions about the war with Iran are continuing this morning.
And it's happening as King Charles visits the White House. Still ahead, why President Trump is expressing his frustrations with the British.
Welcome back, everyone. So King Charles, I should say, is in our nation's capital this morning, and tensions continue over the war with Iran. Other undercurrents of the complex issue include President Trump's frustrations with the British and other European allies. Trump says that they have not backed the U.S., despite him not consulting them before the war actually started. The king's visit comes amid scrutiny over security from Saturday's shooting.
With top DHS leadership, members of the United States Secret Service, and our own operations team here to ensure the safety and the security of the president, as we do have many of these major events moving forward.
White House officials say that there may be changes to security protocol.
Everyone and their dog is getting ready for the World Cup, and I mean this literally. Pets are getting in on the action as Adidas launches their new pet jersey collection. Teams featured includes Mexico, Colombia, Japan, and defending champion Argentina. The pet-sized jerseys are designed to match what players wear on the field. The collection becomes available on Friday.
And folks, it is 6:20 on your Tuesday morning.
And still ahead, fake tickets, contractors who vanish, surprise fees. Most Americans say it's happening to them. The new study showing how often consumers feel cheated and simple steps to protect yourself.
Welcome back, guys. So oil prices are at an all-time high, meaning that you pay more at the pump. It's also going up, too. So according to Gas Buddy, the national average as of this morning sitting at $4.16 a gallon. That's a jump by 11 cents since yesterday. Average for Texas, Well, that's $3.69 a gallon, jumped by 7 cents since yesterday, right here in Corpus Christi. And this is being brought up because of those higher gas stations, right? Average is $3.73 a gallon, jumped by 31 cents since yesterday. To give some context, these prices are up by about $1.05 compared to this time last year. So from surprise fees to orders that never even arrive, most Americans say they are getting burned in everyday customer situations.
Scripps News Group business and tech correspondent Mara Barrett digs into new findings that show just how often people feel cheated.
This is where all the damage is.
Homeowner Kristen Cahill says she paid a contractor more than $2,000 to fix a leaky roof, but the company never showed.
After they didn't return my phone calls, I got a little bit suspicious.
William Bezverkov,
a giant check for $2.8 million, $5,000 a week for life,
was nearly roped into a fake sweepstakes scam.
That little voice in the back of my mind said, $5,000 a week for life.
A study released by the service Legal Shield finds Americans face deceptions like these every day. Out of 2,000 adults surveyed, 75% have felt taken advantage of or swindled. Their grievances include hidden fees and price hikes, service providers who fail to deliver, buying fake products or products that never arrive, or feeling swindled during a major purchase or home renovation. Rebecca Carter is a Legal Shield provider attorney. She says while older Americans can be more susceptible to certain scams or deceptive practices, all age groups are vulnerable.
I see sort of savvy, confident consumers that would say they know better, falling for these very realistic scenarios because things are getting that much more sophisticated.
While some victims speak out, Legal Shield finds most consumers stay silent.
There is this, kind of a cloud that follows people when they've been a victim, but it's not their fault. Anyone can fall for it.
Safeguards to protect yourself include signed copies of all paperwork, checks and receipts, no cash payments, emails that document all communication with a company. When you really need help, Carter says attorneys are there to offer support.
Having someone on your side personally, even if it's for that emotional support, encouragement, and navigating it, is important here.
Maura Barrett, Scripps News Group.
So when people run into issues with certain contractors, movers, and other services, a lot of people actually brush it off as the cost of doing business.
They should not. Attorneys say it's almost always worth fighting for your money. They say that the people on the other end of these situations are counting on you to stay quiet, so don't. All right, so dating is taking a hit thanks to the rising cost of living. A recent survey shows that dating expenses are just getting in the way of their financial goals and simply aren't worth it. As inflation pressures continue, more singles are rethinking how and how often they date, with many choosing budget-friendly options or skipping dates altogether.
Listening to your favorite playlist while working out may soon be a bit easier, and that's because Spotify is teaming up with Peloton to expand its content beyond music and podcasts. Premium subscribers can now access more than 1,400 classes in a newly launched fitness category. The lineup includes strength training, yoga, Pilates, and outdoor running sessions. Well, folks, it is now 6:26 your Tuesday morning.
Thanks for joining us. Still ahead, though, a challenge of authority after an eviction on Brownlee Avenue. What our 6 investigative team discovered about the case. The creator of the Corpus Christi Chronica collecting rent, but did he have the legal authority to do so? Our 6 investigates takes a look into the court filings.
Plus, the Supreme Court of the United States will soon decide if people can still sue the company Bayer over claims Roundup is linked to cancer, when their final decision is expected to be made.
And millions of Americans are living with high levels of air pollution. What experts say can happen if the unhealthy levels continue to go up.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Chris 6 Sunrise. If you're just joining us, you're waking up with the Hoffmans. I'm Michelle Hoffman.
And I'm Brian Hoffman. Well, it is heating up, and it's only getting hotter as the sun starts to, begin to crest over here in like an hour or so. I'm getting ahead of myself here. More on that, of course, meteorologist Stephen Jones. How you doing, sir?
Good morning.
Well, good Tuesday morning, you guys. You know, just like you said, it is warm and toasty out there. Going to get even warmer as we're heading into the afternoon. I've got 90 degrees for my daytime high here in town, so probably don't need the jacket as we're heading out for our Tuesday morning. Waking up to those upper 70s, almost 78 degrees across the entire board. 1 degree cooler there in Hebronville to the southwest, coming in at 77 degrees, but all of us with that wind out of the southeast about 5 to 10 miles an hour this morning. And as we see that sun come up, we're going to start getting warmer. Official sunrise should be about 6:53 a.m., but by 11 a.m. up to 85 degrees as we see more of that sunshine poking through the clouds, and into the afternoon, not stopping there, the upper 80s, if not even 90 degrees for our daytime high here in town. Also a pretty breezy one out of the southeast, about 20 miles an hour with gusts upwards of 25 miles an hour. Now through the next few days, we're going to hold on to this heat and humidity, but we are tracking our next cold front by Friday night. As we're heading into Saturday, it brings us a good cool down. Also some of that rainy weather as we're heading into our Friday night, but let's get you ready for your Tuesday morning as you're getting ready to hit those roadways. Let's take a look at the traffic flow map as we're heading out there. So far today, we've been tracking not any of those major slowdowns out there on the Harbor Bridge. If you're heading to or from Portland, looking pretty good in green. For those Robstown and Cal Allen commuters, 37 and 44 so far this morning has also been looking good in green. So let's shift into our major roadways here in town. Ocean Drive, SPID, and Saratoga all coming in the clear. So one last detour as we work our way inland. Good morning to neighbors up there in Sinton. Your traffic flow pretty good this morning. Just a couple minor slowdowns on Pirate Boulevard and as you work closer to downtown, but only those yellows on the map, so really not too bad. Looking like a good and green Tuesday morning. I'll have more details about that cool down and the rain chances coming up in our 7-day forecast.
Eric Tunches, the founder of the Corpus Christi Chronica, collected rents from properties he may not have had the legal authority to control, and in at least one case had a tenant removed.
That's right. Chris 6 investigative reporter Leah Zora has those court filings. This afternoon, actually, a judge will hear arguments that could cut him off from 9 different properties entirely.
On February 17th, Eric Tunches is seen here breaking a doorknob during an eviction on the 1000 block of South Brownlee Avenue. Moments later, the tenant is arrested.
Get up! Let me get up! Put your hands behind your back! Put your hands behind your back!
This case is now raising questions about who owns this property and 8 others. Tunches had a court order to have her removed, but according to court filings, he may have had no legal right to be there at all. As officers respond, the tenant challenges Tunches.
You're not even allowed on this property.
Officers then ask Tunches who owns the property.
Hey, you know, my answer was, so what was the situation with her? Like, so she had a lot to say, obviously, but...
Yeah, the property is under a trust.
Okay.
So the trust... I'm the one taking control of the trust.
Okay, gotcha.
In 2024, troubleshooters reported on a dispute involving Tunches and properties tied to the Peters family estate.
A local man extends a helping hand to a single unemployed homeless mother and her sons. A GoFundMe account is...
When Robert Michael Peters died, he left a family trust that owns multiple rental properties in the area. And according to court filings, Amy Becker, who identifies herself as Peters' second cousin, was appointed to manage his estate. And according to Becker, Tunches has no legal relationship to Peters and no authority over the estate's properties. But in February, a justice of the peace ruled in Tunches' favor, awarding him nearly $2,000 and issuing the right to put the tenant out. 2 courts, 2 different answers. Now in 2024, we told you about Jocelyn Davis. She was placed by Tunches in a home on the 3600 block of Chestnut Street, another property tied to the same trust. In that case, Judge Timothy McCoy found Tunches had no legal standing and no relationship to the deceased man whose estate controls those properties. That ruling involved a different property, but it raises a direct question about his authority over all of them. Amy Becker is asking a court to stop him entirely, filing for a temporary restraining order covering 9 Corpus Christi properties where Tunches allegedly collected rent without legal authority. Now, Tunches has reportedly claimed adverse possession, a legal concept that's sometimes called squatters' rights.
Well, squatters really have no real property rights in Texas. Adverse possession is a statutory remedy. It's it's Texas law. It's in the Texas property code that if you comply with these certain conditions, then you can claim ownership to a property. A squatter is essentially someone who just wrongfully and intentionally uses someone else's property without their permission, but doesn't have any kind of real property rights. And if an owner wants to avoid adverse possession, they have to bring an action within a certain period of time, depending on the facts.
Chris Six reached out to Eric Tunches for comment, and he said he would reach out to his attorney. We have not heard back. The next key moment comes Tuesday, when a judge will hear arguments on whether Eric Tunches can have any further role on these 9 properties. For Chris Six News, I'm Leah Zora.
So the Supreme Court is looking into whether or not people can still sue Bayer over the possible links to cancer. So Bayer agreed to payouts related to herbicide, or the Roundup, over issues linked to the chemical glyphosate. The company denies those claims, actually. The justices will determine if people will continue to be allowed to sue Bayer. That decision is expected in June.
Millions of Americans are living with unhealthy levels of air pollution. The 27th annual State of the Air Report tracks ground level ozone, or smog, along with short and long-term particle pollution. Researchers predict that by 2050, there could be an increase of up to 4,300 premature deaths a year in the U.S. due to these pollutants. Experts recommend checking the air quality daily.
The other way we can be involved is to use our voice, to really look at ways that we can convey to our local policymakers, whether city council or state legislators, or even to the EPA, that we need more progress on clean air, not less.
The report also finds a person of color in the U.S. is more than twice as likely than a white individual to live in a community with a pollution failing grade, and the Hispanic population is more than 3 times as likely to live in those heavily polluted areas.
All right, Coastal Bend friends, 6:37 is your time on this Tuesday morning. Before you head out the door, meteorologist Stephen Jones has a look at your forecast.
And still ahead, a severe water shortage in Corpus Christi is making national headlines. Hear why one longtime resident says citizens are carrying the burden next. This morning on Chris 6 Sunrise, a decision that could impact your daily routine. City Council could vote today on a level 1 water emergency restrictions, what you'll be asked to cut.
And a second attempt to recall 3 Kingsville City Commissioners is underway. We're going to explain what organizers need to do to get it on the ballot.
Plus, why a fire that happened 6 months ago is causing concerns today for people living in a Southside neighborhood.
Now, 20 minutes of nonstop news, sponsored by Ewald Kubota.
Well, this morning, Corpus Christi city leaders are looking to establish a 25% curtailment ordinance.
This is for a level 1 water emergency, which we could see by September. It looks at households using more than 7,000 gallons a month, and those homes would need to be cut back to around 5,000 gallons. You can see how much water your home uses as well in your utility bill. It should be on the second page, or you can log onto your online account.
So tomorrow morning, Nueces County Commissioners will hold a special meeting to declare a water emergency. It takes place at 9 in room 303 over at Nueces County Courthouse.
A water crisis mounting in Corpus Christi, Texas.
This town with 500,000 residents is about to completely run out of water.
We've been reporting on it for years, but now Corpus Christi is in the headlines for all the wrong reasons. So I went to the home of a longtime resident to find out what he thinks about his city making national news.
You feel like a chastised child.
Tom Rogers has lived in Corpus Christi for 50 years and has a home on the city's south side where he lives with his girlfriend and 2 dogs.
We love the city.
But he's disappointed in local leaders. He says they allowed the area to run out of so much water, it's become a national spectacle.
Plans to potentially declare a water emergency that as soon as September would force all local residents and businesses to cut usage by 25%.
What are your first reactions and thoughts from that video?
Disheartening for sure. As a lifelong resident, I know how beautiful this city is, what it has to offer, and the fact that this is all we've got, Corpus Christi being portrayed as, is certainly something that makes you sad.
Rogers was even more frustrated by industry representative Bob Paulison's comments in another interview.
Time is up.
No, it's not up yet.
The city manager. That's the most disheartening statement right there. Time is not up. I mean, how much worse does it have to get before time is up? Like, we literally have to be out of water. Their cooling towers can't run. I mean, we are out of time.
Rogers has 2 rain barrels that he uses to water his lawn, plants, and foundation. He fills up a bowl of soapy water before doing his dishes. He even got rid of his dishwasher and bought a fridge.
It works. It works for us.
And now that he's done all he can do, he's calling on city leaders and large volume users to do the same.
We've certainly been let down by city leadership and by big industry. You know, it just seems like everything always falls back on us, on the citizens of the Corpus Christi.
Tom Rogers adds he's considered moving to be closer to his kids, but the ongoing drought has made him unsure about selling his house. He hopes city leaders will come together to find solutions. Reporting from the studio, I'm Drew Bishop for Chris 6 News.
Well, howdy and happy Tuesday, Coastal Bend. I'm meteorologist Stephen Jones. Taking a live view from our Sunset Island cam. Thanks to Matthews CCAC, we still have that blanket of cloud cover overhead. Dew points are in the 70s. Temperatures are also in the 70s, but luckily winds are about 10 miles an hour out of the southeast, keeping away most of that fog this morning, but still in store for more hazy skies as we're heading into our Tuesday afternoon. Here's how those temperatures are rounding out right now. 78 degrees here in town, 77 there in Alice. San Diego coming in at that 79-degree mark, with Ingleside also reading about 78 degrees. We're all feeling the warmth and humidity this morning. As we go through the next few hours, let's check in on the dog walking forecast. Today we've got Theodore Collins on the board. He's right here from Nueces County. Says his favorite place to go for a walk is along the beach or even the bayfront, so definitely a water lover just like myself. And as we go through the next few hours for Theodore's walk, going to be on the warm-up. 85 by 11 a.m. up to about 87 as we're heading in towards that 1 p.m. hour, and also winds picking up out of the south and southeast. 15 miles an hour this morning, upwards of 20 miles an hour as we're heading into the afternoon, with gusts even pushing about 25 to 30 miles an hour. So pretty breezy out there. You'll notice it, but not overly windy for what we're used to. As we roll through the future tracker, like we talked about, still that thick blanket of cloud cover this morning, starting to clear up as we're heading through about 10 to 11 a.m. especially. And then we're off to the races this afternoon. We see plenty of sunshine, and then those mid-90s returning for areas out west. Even about 90 degrees here in Corpus Christi for our daytime high. Going into tonight, we still have the thick amount of humidity in our atmosphere, and that's going to lead to more of that cloud cover for our Wednesday morning tomorrow. And then as we go through the rest of our Wednesday, once again, going to see more of that sunshine, luckily. Now, through the next few days, we're still going to be focusing on that heat and humidity really through Friday. But by Friday night, we've got some big changes on the board. That next cold front arrives, wipes out the dew points in our atmosphere back down to those 50s. Going to feel much more pleasant outside as we're heading into the weekend. So to take a look at it, let's take a trip upstairs in the atmosphere towards the upper level pattern. Going in towards tomorrow, we already see that trough working in towards the west coast. As it works in towards the central United States and the Lone Star State, that's where that cooler air settles into the Texas and around our neck of the woods. That's where we get the cold front into the area. Brings the cooler temperatures, of course, as we're heading into our Saturday and Sunday. And not only the cooler temperatures, also going to kick up our rain chances slightly across the area. Still can't rule out a little bit of drizzle as we're heading into our Wednesday and Thursday, but for some more of that scattered activity, that's where we're looking ahead towards Friday overnight into Saturday morning. Still not a total washout. Going to pick up maybe a quarter of an inch or so, but we'll take every drop in the bucket that we can get. Through the 7-day forecast, still warm and humid these next few days like we talked about, but in the wake of that cold front, if you're already making weekend plans, looking prime out there. 75 degrees on Saturday, and then more sunshine into Sunday, only getting up to 79 for that daytime high.
Stephen, thank you. So there's another recall effort against 3 commissioners for the city of Kingsville. Previously, an appeals court stopped the first effort, but now another Kingsville resident is attempting to revive the recall. Elizabeth Ramos, who is leading the new attempt, wants to recall Commissioners Norma Nelda Alvarez, Leo Alarcon, and Hector Hinojosa.
Well, there seems to be a continual 3-2 vote on the city commission, and there are some things that have been going on at the commission meeting out in the open that aren't right, such as the way they hired the city manager.
So all recall petition papers must be turned into the city secretary within 30 days of filing the affidavit.
I'm Jacob Daniels on the south side, and it's been 6 months since a fire damaged 3 homes in the Fremont neighborhood. And residents say concern still remains.
That fire broke out in late October on the south side. This is what it looked like after, and this is how it sits today. But on Friday, a viewer named Lisa reached out about that burned building being a hazard. So I headed over to Premont and Rod Field to find out what was going on. That's where I met Steve Montag, who lives just a few doors down, and he reaffirmed those problems Lisa brought up.
All this exposed insulation there and there from inside, it's all blowing down that way. I mean, every day I'm pulling insulation out of my flower bed.
The insulation isn't the only problem. Lisa also mentioned a homeless camp, which Montag has also seen firsthand.
Just week before last, maybe, some guy came around here. He said, somebody's got my wallet and my wife's phone, and I've got a tracker on her phone, and it puts the phone right inside this unit right here.
That unit is the one right next to the unit destroyed by the fire, and it's been vacant since the fire. But luckily, when I drove up, I ran into the remodelers of the unit, who agreed that there are problems, but they're now being handled.
There has been a couple break-ins with the garage, door kick-in, stuff like that. But while we're in the process of remodeling, there has been no more activity in that area, just because there's people around, movement happening with the home. We also have it locked down.
Rios also told me it could possibly be ready to live in about 6 months. And as for the burned out unit sitting as an eyesore, I reached out to the City of Corpus Christi Code Enforcement and got an answer saying that the property is scheduled for a reinspection in May. And if it remains in violation, a July board hearing will, quote, determine the disposition of the property.
While progress is being made on one unit, the other remains untouched. We'll continue to follow up with any new details. Reporting on the South Side, Jacob Daniels, Chris 6 News.
A local Eagle Scout candidate is honoring veterans who served our country. Caleb Karnatsky and his troop have digitized the records of over 1,000 veterans laid to rest at Rose Hill Memorial Park, making it easier for families to find and honor their loved ones. I'm your neighborhood news reporter Jada Jenkins with a special ceremony for that young man. Caleb Karnatsy's great-great-grandfather is buried at Rose Hill Memorial Park. That inspired Caleb to lead his troop on a mission to more than 1,000 veteran graves. Their goal? To make it easier for loved ones to find their final resting place.
My ancestor is buried here. I heard about him. Now I know where they're at. I can see the headstone.
Caleb says that same peace of mind is what he hopes to give other families. And with the help from about 20 scouts, they documented every grave and helped honor them with the flag-raising ceremony. But Caleb's work doesn't stop here. The Veterans Database will go live in 2 weeks, so if you have a family member buried in the Veterans section, you can find them there. For more information, head over to our website at christv.com. On the North Side, I'm your neighborhood news reporter, Jada Jenkins, Chris 6 News.
Now, 6 things to know before you go.
This morning, Corpus Christi city leaders are looking to establish a 25% curtailment ordinance for a level 1 water emergency. This is for households using more than 7,000 gallons a month. Corpus Christi could reach a level 1 water emergency by September.
And today's city council will take a vote to look into reconstruction of Carroll Lane. If approved, the work could take place from South Pottery Island Drive to Holly Road.
The use of electronic bikes and motorbikes on roadways is on the agenda for Corpus Christi City Council. Back in March, we told you about how it's causing concerns, especially in the Flower Bluff area. Captain Timothy Frazier is expected to talk about using them safely.
And the man accused of opening a fire at the White House Correspondents' Dinner Saturday appeared in federal court. Cole Thomas Allen was charged with attempting to assassinate the president. He did not enter a plea and will remain in custody.
A spokesperson for Budget Airlines is seeking more than $2 billion in government aid to help with rising fuel costs. The request comes as the Trump administration weighs a bailout for Spirit Airlines.
And the Federal Reserve kicks off a high-stakes meeting today to decide the future of interest rates. Most analysts expect the Fed to hold rates steady amid inflation concerns. A final decision is expected tomorrow.
Now, before you guys head out the door, it's time to take one last look at our forecast today.
And of course, the roadways with meteorologist Stephen Jones. How you doing, sir?
Well, good morning, you guys. Doing pretty well today. We're waking up nice and warm, so not needing the jacket for our Tuesday morning. And luckily, no rain on the radar. So as we're looking at those roadways, it's been clear so far for our Tuesday morning. That good and green traffic flow. So let's go ahead and take also a look at actually something I did want to mention before we get too ahead of ourselves. I wanted to mention yesterday, Chiefs meteorologist Stephanie Lauber and myself were able to go out there to Windsor Park Elementary and visit some of the 5th grader owls as we visited out there. We got to talk about all their favorite weather types, hurricanes and tornadoes and the differences between them. Like I said, what their favorite weather types are. A lot of hurricanes, sunny days and 75 degrees. It was hard to argue with that one. Chief meteorologist Stephanie got to talk with some of them about our drought situation and some of that water situation that's going on, but nonetheless, a very good time to visit out there. And thank you for having us, and hopefully we can we're able to go out there again next year. As we're getting ready for our Tuesday morning, though, like we were talking about, the roadways have been looking pretty clear so far. Here's that wide view where you can see the Harbor Bridge looking good to and from Portland if you're heading that way this morning. For our Robstown and Cal Allen commuters, looking pretty good so far. Also 37 and 44 coming in the clear this morning. For our major roadways here in town, Ocean Drive, SPID, and Saratoga all coming in the clear. Just some minor slowdowns on Saratoga next to Airline Road, but really not too bad as we're heading out there. And last detour, good morning to neighbors in Sinton, looking pretty good in green also, so not too bad for our Tuesday morning. Let's go ahead and get you a forecast as we're getting ready to head out the door for our Tuesday and through the rest of the week from a live view from our Sunset Island cam. Thanks to Matthew CCAC, that thick deck of cloud cover is what we're waking up to for our Tuesday morning. Going to see more sunshine luckily as we head into our Tuesday afternoon, but across the board under that cloud cover, waking up to about 78 degrees, only 77 there in Kingsville and Hebronville currently. Through the rest of the day as we get more of that sunshine into our skies, we're on the rise towards the upper 80s, if not 90 degrees for that daytime high. Also going to be pretty breezy out there once again, about 25 miles an hour for some of our wind gusts this afternoon. And through the next few days, we're going to focus on the heat and humidity, but looking ahead to the weekend, we're tracking that next cold front and cool down along with some rain chances working back into the area. So could see some of that scattered activity returning for your Friday night plans, something to keep in mind. But through the rest of the 7-day forecast in the wake of that cold front, if you're making weekend plans, looking just prime out there in the mid to upper 70s and plenty of sunshine as we're heading into Sunday.
This morning, a 100-year-old World War II survivor is preparing to take to the skies, and Brian and I will be there in Ingleside ready to capture every unforgettable moment. Corpus Christi native Jose Noe Mendez is turning 101 years old tomorrow, and he's celebrating in a way few people ever could. As a birthday gift, our friends at the Commemorative Air Force Museum and Vintage Air Tours are giving him a free flight in a historic World War II era aircraft. You can watch it all unfold on our website and social media pages, where we'll be streaming the flight live from 10:30 to 11 a.m.
And the force will be strong with you in Flower Bluff this weekend as a Saturday morning kicks off the annual Star Wars Day 5K happening May 2nd at 8 a.m. in the Flower Bluff Intermediate School. Michelle and I will host yet again for the second year in a row. Well, it is a morning full of fun, fitness, and galactic costumes, all to support teachers, students, younglings, and the Flower Bluff High School art program. Runners can choose the chip-timed 5K with age group awards or the 1K Kids Fun Run. The first 200 finishers will take home medals, and the Star Wars costumes are back. So whether you're a Jedi, a Sith, a droid, a Wookiee, creativity is encouraged.
And along with the racers, music, face painting, and family activities, perfect for both racers and those cheering from the sidelines. This year's event will also honor beloved Flower Bluff teacher Valerie Lichtenberger, who taught for 25 years and passed away earlier this year. Organizers say this is a tribute to her lasting impact and dedication to the community.
Yeah, so grab your lightsabers or your running shoes, and may the course be with you.
We'll make sure we have our socks ready, right? Because we have a weird collection of Star Wars socks. I collect the Baby Yoda socks. I'll be wearing those to the gym all the time, and Brian has some on right now, actually.
Yeah, I've got some Darth Vader ones with a cape, and you got me like a collection of like maybe 10 or 11 different pairs of socks too. I'm currently printing us out a Mandalorian and Bo-Katan outfit. It's not going to be ready for the run though. The helmets got done, but yeah, no, still working on the rest of the costumes.
That'll still be pretty cool, but I gotta ask, what's the best lightsaber color then?
Ooh, you got to go with Mace Windu's purple.
See, purple, that's what I was going to go for. Are you feeling the same about that?
I was going to say red because I like the color red, but then I realized that's the villain color, right?
You know, sometimes you can channel that villain. Yeah.
Channel your inner hate. Well, hey guys, we love to see you, and we'll be back later on tonight with even more news from your neighborhood. Have a good day.